The Brigade Reconnaissance Squadron conducts medium reconnaissance for the brigade and is assisted by the close reconnaissance elements of the tank regiment, engineer units, and infantry battalions. The squadron is organized into a headquarters, free reconnaissance troops, a support troop, and an administrative troop. It is mounted in fast, agile vehicles, which are lightly armored for self-protection. These are equipped with extensive communications facilities, allowing control of a large number of dispersed elements operating over a wide area. The firepower and protection limitations of the Command and Reconnaissance APC do not permit the squadron to engage in close combat operations with armored enemy reconnaissance elements or main force organizations. The tactics employed by the squadron are constrained by these limitations and necessarily only involve observing, reporting, maintaining contact, and providing warning. To accomplish more, tanks, artillery, anti-armor, and infantry weapons must be grouped in support of its activities. The Squadron Headquarters contains the personnel and equipment required for the command and control of the squadron, and any elements placed under command or in support of its operations. It collects, verifies, and briefly collates information, then passes it on to the Brigade Headquarters. The headquarters functions under the direction of the battle captain, who is responsible for its layout, defense, and general activity. The core of the squadron headquarters is the command post complex, which is made up of the operations and intelligence APCs. The CP complex operates under the detailed direction of the battle captain, who is assisted by the operations warrant officer, the signal sergeant, the intelligence sergeant, and, when available, the squadron liaison officer. The battle captain functions as the primary duty officer in the squadron CP, drafts operational staff work, stages orders groups, and generally assists the squadron commander with all aspects relating to the operational function of the squadron. The operations warrant officer runs the command posts and generally assists the battle captain by looking after the detailed security of the headquarters, preparing duty rosters, and organizing personnel for moves. He's also employed on a shift in the command post. The signal sergeant advises the squadron commander on all signal matters, supervises voice procedure, handles codes and speech security equipment, looks after the user maintenance of all communications equipment, assists with the recce of new headquarters sites, and is employed as a duty officer in the squadron CP. The intelligence sergeant operates from the other CP, processing and disseminating information, preparing maps and traces, updating enemy orbats, working up intelligence briefings, and arranging for disposal of captured documents and prisoners. He ensures that any acquired information of intelligence value is passed back quickly to Brigade HQ, and that pertinent intelligence received from higher and flanking headquarters is made available within the squadron. He functions as the squadron NVC representative and takes on a duty shift in the CP when required. The squadron liaison officer represents the squadron commander at brigade or other headquarters, where he provides advice on recce matters. He remains in communication with the squadron on the command net. Within the squadron, there are 3 identical reconnaissance troops, each deploying into 3 patrols, each of 2 vehicles, and a troop leader in command. One element acts as a leg on the ground in visual contact with the other, observing, reporting, and, if required, providing covering fire for the other while it withdraws or maneuvers. The support troop provides personnel, vehicles, and equipment for surveillance, as well as limited pioneer support to the reconnaissance troops. Its 4 sections are supported by dozer APCs, each equipped with ground surveillance radar, infrared scopes, thermal imaging devices, and a variety of tools and explosives. The administrative troop consists of the vehicles and equipment to provide the required combat service support to the squadron. Helicopters from the assigned observation squadron will normally be grouped in direct support. Wherever possible, they operate in pairs as fully integrated members of the ground patrol team. They function in a manner similar to the vehicle patrols and are mainly used to recce areas that the patrols cannot easily penetrate. Their vulnerability to enemy ground fire requires them to be kept back from the forward line-owned troops, and they normally do not operate forward of their ground partners. Other attachments may be grouped with the squadron in accordance with the assigned task. The squadron's movement on the battlefield is carefully controlled and coordinated by measures which can be easily referred to on the radio. These measures involve boundaries, an axis of advance, assembly areas, contact points, harbors and waiting areas, objectives, phase and report lines, reference points, line of departure, timings, and the order of march.
This is 4-2 Charlie.
The primary means of communication is by combat net radio. Information to be of value must be passed quickly and efficiently. Considerations of sighting, antenna configurations, radio rebroadcast, and manual relay procedures must be continuously balanced with the tactical deployment requirements of the patrol. Radios include A sets and remotes for operating on the squadron net, B sets for monitoring other nets and for manpack operations, C sets on the guard frequencies, HF manpacks for special needs, and UHF manpack sets for communications with fighter ground attack aircraft. The squadron administrative troop is organized into an A1 echelon, an A2 echelon, and a B echelon. The A1 echelon contains those elements required for the immediate resupply of troops in combat. It is normally commanded by the squadron sergeant major and moves in close proximity to F echelon. A1 echelon can function as a single entity or be split up to operate in different locations, delivering combat supplies to F echelon elements. Once the F echelon has been resupplied, the A1 echelon replenishes its holdings by exchanging empty for full vehicles at an RV with the A2 echelon. Under given circumstances, a helicopter resupply operation might be used to replenish the A1 or F echelon. The A2 echelon normally replenishes its holdings at a delivery point. The A2 echelon is not immediately required for the conduct of operations. It is composed of a small headquarters element, radio and line repair, maintenance, and stores detachments carrying combat supplies. The squadron's 2IC commands A2 echelon, issues the necessary administrative orders, controls the echelon's service support activity, and coordinates delivery operations. The A2 echelon is normally located with a tank regiment's A2 echelon. The squadron's B echelon is located with the B echelon of the tank regiment in the brigade administrative area. It comprises vehicles and stores not essential to the conduct of a battle. The echelon is commanded by the SQMS, who monitors the routine needs of the recce squadron. Resupply within the squadron utilizes the standard echelon system. The troops carry their basic load of combat supplies and are augmented to provide an increased degree of security when required to remain in place over a long period. In addition, small dumps can be arranged to assist with support of these elements. The ammunition and POL carriers of A echelon may carry mixed loads and can be attached to each troop. Resupply can be greatly assisted by the use of bulk refueling when the tactical situation permits. The squadron's maintenance load is carried on wheels and is split between the squadron's A1, A2, and B echelons. When daily forward resupply is difficult, A1 echelon's holdings of combat supplies may have to be augmented by additional vehicles. In all operations, the use of helicopters may greatly assist the resupply effort, as the transport of POL and several boxes of ammunition to an isolated patrol will save both time and effort. Great care is required and good tactical procedures must be practiced so as not to give away operational locations during any resupply activity. The squadron has its own maintenance section with technicians who are responsible for first-line repairs to the squadron's equipment. If the repairs are beyond their scope, the service battalion's MRTs are brought into work in situ whenever possible, or to backload the equipment to a workshop, or to an equipment collecting point. Casualty evacuation is a major problem due to the rather large area of operations, the vulnerability of the dispersed patrols, and the fact that discrete operations may require that some casualties have to remain in location for longer periods than normally expected. The main means of evacuation include patrol vehicles, helicopters, tracked ambulances, and any echelon vehicles. The Brigade Reconnaissance Squadron is very mobile, with excellent communications, some armored protection, and very limited firepower. It provides the brigade commander with the means of filling the information void between his forward battle groups and any opposing enemy forces.